What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another FPL Seal video. So today I have 3 different drafts for you. Now these are just to show you some structure ideas that you might want to keep in mind when building your own drafts. My final draft will be coming later in the week. It is not settled yet. I am still tinkering away. Haaland is basically the only one who's nailed in that team. The rest is still up for debate. Now, if you do enjoy today's video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. There's been a huge rise in subscribers in December, and I'm so grateful, so thankful that you are liking the videos and you keep watching. Now, if you do enjoy it, please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed, and share it with your friends if you want to help us grow this community even more. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first draft we have, I've called it the fluid formation. You basically can rotate the formations as you will, because you have 5 really good defenses that you're covering in Newcastle, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City and Arsenal. You're basically only missing Man United and Tottenham in the defense, and you can play all 5 defenders if you want. You can also keep Walker and White on the bench, or keep Trippier on the bench, or Robertson or James or whatever. And of course you can rotate Arrizabalaga and Ward. You can bench boost anytime, because all of these players, both the goalkeepers are playing. Everybody in the team should start for their team on a regular day. And then of course there's a strong front 3 here with Darwin, Haaland and Wilson. I think they're basically, Darwin and Haaland are going to be kind of the template forwards, and it can vary a lot who people have, whether it's Martial, Wilson or Mitrovic with those guys. Some even go for Kane, but I mean, that's up to you. Now, the big cons with this team, there's no Man United defense, like I said. There's no Chelsea attack, but again, the only player you can actually target in the Chelsea attack, assurance of minutes, is actually Mason Mount. And the thing is, the midfield is kind of cheap. You have Salah, who's the premium, and then a huge drop off down to 6.7, where Rashford is, and 6.8 where Martinelli is, and then Rodrigo 6.3. So there's not a lot of room to go to Foden, Saka, Kulusevski, or whoever, if they explode. So maybe you want to make some changes to this. But then, of course, the forward line, that's where the money kind of is. Darwin with 9 million, Haaland is the premium, you're going to keep him. And then, of course, Wilson, 7.4 million. I think there's huge value in Wilson, and you can actually do a lot worse than going with him. Now, the second draft we have is 3.5 million. So basically, it's 3.5 premium players. You have Salah, Haaland and Kane, who are your premiums, and then you have Darwin Núñez, who is your kind of semi-premium. He's 9 million. This draft actually came out a lot better than I thought it would. I was basically tinkering around because a lot of people have been asking about a 4 million, a 3 million, and a 3.5 million or whatever, so I decided to make a team that I actually think is viable. I think this team is quite viable because you have a very decent bench. You have White on the bench. You're not benching too many points, but you have Summerville and Bueno as well if you need to play them. And then you have Trippier, Walker, James, proper starting defense. James and Trippier are really attacking fullbacks, and then Walker, of course, to cover that City defense. And you could, of course, try another goalkeeper than Arrizabalaga in the goal, but he's 4.5 million, so I don't think you're going to get anyone who's a lot more, a lot better at that price. And then in the midfield, you have Rashford, Salah, Almiron, and Martinelli in the starting lineup, and then, of course, Darwin, Haaland, and Kane up top. So there's a strong front 3, a lot of money in there. And there's a huge drop-off in the midfielders, but you shouldn't worry as much about the price structure in this team, because you can just sell Kane to Wilson, and then suddenly you free up a bunch of money and you can go to whoever you want in defense or midfield. So I'm not as concerned with the price structure in this side as I was in the other one, but still something you want to keep in mind. You can, of course, bench boost anytime. You wouldn't bench boost as strongly as you would with the fluid team, but it's still a decent bench boost. Summerville was in fine form before the pause of the Premier League. White is a starter at Arsenal, and then Bueno, if he keeps place as the left back at the Wolves, I expect them to solidify their defense a little bit more. So I expect some good points from them. And then finally we have the Fernandes draft. So that's where you don't have a premium midfielder. You have another semi-premium in Bruno Fernandes. Now in this one you can rotate the formations pretty well. You have Luke Shaw and Ben White on the bench along with Andreas Pereira. But you're covering 6 big defenses. You're covering basically every defense except for the Man United defense. And you can bench boost at any time. A relatively strong bench boost. You have the template front three, so there are a lot of strengths in this team. But, you know, the big question is, can Foden and Bruno match KDB and Salah? So can Foden actually cover KDB, and can Fernandes match what they are putting out, Salah and KDB? Because if Foden is getting rotated like he was before the World Cup, then we're in for a little bit of a surprise, I think, and he's not going to be as good of an option. But if he's getting the minutes, he is probably, in my opinion, except for Haaland, the best player in that City team. I'm not saying he's better than Haaland at football. I'm just saying for 8.3 million versus the 12 million you pay for that premium De Bruyne spot, when De Bruyne doesn't even have penalties anymore, I think Foden is, you know, the one you take, the one you choose, as long as he gets the minutes. But overall, I think this draft is pretty nice. I like all three drafts. I'm not sure where I would go. You know, knowing my style as an FPL player, I'm more of a price structure manager. You know, I go with the template a little bit, and then pick 1, 2, or even 3 spots in the side where I, you know, go for a little punty pick. You know, Robertson's a bit punty. You know, I'm kind of relying on Liverpool returning again and start keeping clean sheets, but you know, that's something we'll have to wait and see. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you liked the players that I'm mentioning, and do tell me what squad you prefer. You know, what squad structure do you prefer? Are there any picks in here that you really like? Anyone you really dislike? And if you did enjoy the video, please give it a like. Please subscribe to the channel. I hope you've been enjoying the videos in December. I'm hoping to do a couple more, and of course I'm starting to think about the tactical video, because I want to keep those up. Apparently you guys like them a lot, so I'm going to try and keep doing those. But that's going to be it for this video, and that's going to be it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you next time. Goodbye.